Today, I want to show you how I edit my drawings. One of my pain points about drawing on paper is it's very hard to edit your mistakes, let alone revise a design. It's not impossible, it's just a very tedious process with redrawing, scanning the drawing, and recomposing it in Photoshop. So here I have a couple of hand renderings that were approved by the city, but during construction, the client wanted to revise the design at the front and at the back of the house. Therefore, these hand renderings needed to be updated and resubmitted as an addendum set. My first step with editing this drawing is just to trace on top with a red pen on a new layer. The color is easy enough for me to see where I don't need to reduce the opacity of the original drawing, and here I'm just building out the differences in changes and just eyeballing the perspective. I know it's just a sketch, but I am referring to the cat elevation pulled up on my monitor for reference. If it looks close enough, then it's most likely passable. The strategy is when I'm done with the drawing in red, I'm going to erase the old line work, desaturate the red line work into black and merge the two layers, or just keep them as separate layers. Essentially, just take your time building a new perspective, and if you're like me, I will do a rough sketch first and then trace over that with a nicer hand. When I did the original drawing, I sketched all the textures on a layer of its own, so it's really easy to remove it without erasing the building shape that's containing it, and that is a huge benefit of a digital workflow. Then I'm going to fill in this area with some new texture of the wood siding, and this sketch is essentially updated to reflect the changes in the drawing set. Now, in a different view, I'm going to follow the same workflow and update this bird's eye view. This view is a little bit more challenging because I have to rebuild the stairs in perspective, but not impossible. It just took me a little bit longer, and remember, because it's just a sketch, it doesn't have to be drawn very precisely. As long as it looks believable, no one's going to question and count if you had the right number of steps in this view. By the way, if you want to get deeper into this drawing process, I have a link in the description below where you can download a very similar exterior view in Procreate format, so you can open it up on your own iPad and check out how I organize my layers. And in case you don't have an iPad yet, the Photoshop version of this file is also available. Now, the back elevation has a little bit more design changes, as you will see. First, the sliding doors on the first floor went from 5 panels to 3 panels, and then the second floor walkout patio became a green roof with just windows, and then the third floor has had a minor change to the corner windows. But as you can see, if you worked in layers, it's really easy to erase and delete an area of a drawing, adding the new changes and combine the old and the new into a new sketch without starting over on paper, which has been my pain point before the iPad. And now I'm able to do these kind of edits very quickly on the fly, as long as I have the original files on the iPad with me, which is most of the time. When it's all done, I'm going to go back to this folder view where I keep all the sketches and illustrations for this project, and I can select just the 3 drawings I edited and export them at the same time into individual JPEGs and airdrop it to the computer. I really don't see there's another way to edit a drawing as quickly as I've shown you here, which definitely is the beauty behind the digital workflow. So now you've seen this, let me know how this will impact your own workflow. Is this enough for you to jump on the iPad? Here is another video that I think you will like next. Check it out.